What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. And this is where we at now. So, oh yeah. So it's been a long time since I've actually went live on YouTube and things like that. But for this particular situation, I had to do it. I had to do it. So this is the battle that's going to kickstart 2026. Anton Daniels and Cory Holcomb got into it on the 5150 show. It went down. So it is what it is here, people. Listen, look, man, I've been following Anton Daniels for a long time, and also, Cory. And to see this go down like this, it was completely wild, definitely unexpected. And, I didn't see it coming. So we're going to dive off into it. I got a couple of different angles here that we're going to see tonight and stuff like that. We're going to kickstart it off with what Anton's response was to the situation here and things like that he did on the Millionaire Morning Show. And then we're going to dive off into what Myron Gaines has to say. Then from there, we're going to go to Ask a Brother podcast, and he had a guest on there. They were talking about the situation. Excuse me. And then we're also going to dive off into Angry Man actually had a phone call with Anton Daniels. And, they had a conversation. Now, I didn't dive too deep in either one of these things these videos that I'm going to show you guys. But listen, look, man, we're about to dive off into this and see what's going on here, man. It's crazy out here. The first battle of YouTube of 2026. Let's do this. Quarters, nickels, and dimes.
Oh, brother. Too old, that man.
Greg going out here doing this thing. I'm going to do all politics because that ain't what the show about.
We got to get there, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't want you to miss no points.
Mm-hmm. So I don't see what the problem is.
Well, I tell you like this. I cannot respect men who are claim jackers. Like I don't
like what? Give me an example.
Like the United States.
No, give me an example, like a real life thing. Like what did they take?
The United States.
So right away, I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. I'm going to be so honest and so real. In the very beginning, when we first started this, I realized that he didn't have the intellectual capacity to have a real conversation. This is the honest to God truth. I mean, how do you want me to break this down? Greatest country in the world. You don't know the history of slavery. He really don't even know the laws. He don't know about what happened with black people. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know you're benefiting and you're sitting here living on the land that it is that you're talking about. You can't give any real examples. This was not going to be an intellectual conversation. It just is what it is. But this is what I've been telling y'all. This is what I've been telling y'all. These dudes are Neanderthals. The people that we champion in our community are Neanderthals. We don't have any heroes. We don't have any leaders. Are they entertaining? Yeah, but they would have been the court gestures back in the day.
Damn.
So right away, I'm already situationally aware.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Already situationally aware. But this is another reason why, and I told Cory this on the phone before I even came out here. Cory asked, could I come on the platform? I never asked him. I just reached out based off of the people that was around me. Shout out to Fawcett, shout out to Gooch, shout out to a lot of people. And I'm like, yeah, it's an opportunity to expand my platform 100%. So, why not? Why not take advantage of it? And I wasn't looking to go in there and belittle or embarrass anybody. I was looking to come in and put on a good show. So the one caveat and the one criteria that I said was I'm only doing it in person from now on. I'm not doing no more, online live stream interviews because I can't have nobody controlling the narrative. I don't want nobody muting my mic. I don't want nobody saying and kicking me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Anytime I go, I do an interview from now on. It's got to be face to face. I'm not doing any more live streams. So I'm over here in Los Angeles in their backyard. But again, the first thing that I realized was I'm talking to a Neanderthal because he don't even have the intellectual capacity to understand it. That's why he only talk about the stuff that he talk about.
As an African-American male.
Because most of the niggas that's complaining about it ain't never even really seen real racism.
All right, we
These
already
is
know
new
all of
niggas.
that. That ain't the shit that y'all want to get into. Y'all don't care about that. Because we didn't really talk about anything of substance. I want to get straight to the shit.
Straight to it. Anton real.
I'm not an ass kisser of no. I think you doing what's easy.
No. I'm doing what's real.
On
You
the
missing
streets,
it.
I've been pulled over by the police.
Who ain't on the streets?
Or
I'm
the
in
ICE
Detroit.
agents or
You
whatever.
you in LA. I'm in Detroit.
He not even in the city where he came from. I'm not impressed with niggas. And listen, I'm not telling you that you can't move to where you came from. But what makes y'all think that these niggas got more street cred? Because they dress like this? Because they dress more hood? Because of the shit that they do on stage? What make a nigga real?
And at the end of the day, though, too, man, that's something that we also need to factor in, and definitely in the black culture. What is making a motherfucker real out here nowadays? What is real? You know, you taking care of your family, stuff like that, or you actually working hard, trying to build your life, and trying to have trying to get around decent people, want to be in a decent community. I mean, what is real? Do you want to stay in the streets? You know, do street shit. You know, I've lived both sides. I did my time in the streets and stuff like that, doing crazy shit, real talk. But I'm just saying, what makes a black man real? Like, you know, what is real anymore in our community?
Somebody real because they say that they real because they say they from somewhere, or did they stay down in the city that they was allegedly born from and hold it down and continue to add value to it? I'm still in my same city that I was born and raised in. I can move anywhere I want to move in the world. Still in the city, still in the streets, still touchable, still kick it with the people, still walk around very, very comfortable with no security in my own city. All that, I'm from the streets, I represent it. Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit, bro. Like, I don't have the same respect for these niggas. Listen. Y'all look at them because y'all seen they specials. Y'all look at them because y'all see them on the internet. I'm not impressed with them because I've seen behind the curtain. All of these people are not what y'all think that they are. And so when they finally interacting with somebody and you the same way online as you are in person, it bothers them. It's almost like spiritual. In
the blackest city in the United States of America. I can move anywhere I want to go. I choose to stay in the core of my city, and I choose to participate in my neighborhood. I choose to tithe to the streets. I choose to put kids through college. I choose to interact and truly use my tax dollars and whatever it is and give jobs. I employ over 50 people.
Facts. Nigga, I'm an economy.
I put my money in my community with my people.
Listen. They don't want to hear that shit because now it flies in the face of the sellout narrative, because it's about what you do, not about all of that talking, not about whether or not you saying the things that mean something. It's about what you do. They don't want to hear that shit. That's nice. It's a hate. It's a hate within their spirit. Man, I'm telling you, bro. It's a hate within their spirit. They don't want to hear that shit, man. I don't know if y'all don't understand, black people. Listen, for all of the black people and Americans that's listening to this right now, these niggas don't have y'all best interests at heart. Don't give a fuck about you. Nigga, they monetizing you. And that's why I told that nigga that he was sucking the dick of black people. But we gonna get there too.
So I choose to engage. Wow. So when we
is that what I said? I said when the cops shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it. Is that a lie?
This is so insane.
But you didn't answer it.
Talk about
know.
liberal
I hear
white
you
women
talking about-
literally being the biggest enemy of the
Talk about your boss.
I don't have a boss.
We say that.
I don't
We
have a
say
boss.
that. But here's the
I
truth.
don't have a boss.
It's
Listen. Then they try to say your boss because they want to insinuate that you're doing it to stay in the good graces of somebody. Anybody that has ever tapped into this platform, anybody that has ever watched any of my live streams, you know I'm an equal accountability smoke giver. I done went off on the whitest of white people, blackest of black people, outsiders, immigrants, the whole 9 yards. And I have zero people, no ownership, no management, no bosses. I don't worry about no sponsorships. I am 100% owned on my own. I have zero financing that I have to worry about. I own all of my properties. I own all of my cars. I own my own portfolio, the whole 9 yards. I can say what I want to say because I don't have to worry about getting fired. I don't have to worry about a sponsor saying we don't fuck with you no more. I say what I want to say. That's the whole point. So you're not talking to somebody that's bought. I ain't never took a dime on a political pact. Every decision that I make, every position that I take, whether you like it or whether you don't like it, is because that's what I really believe. Right or wrong, I really believe it.
You're leaving money on the table.
That's how it's going down, though. You know what I'm saying? It was a huge situation on the 5150 joint. And yeah, man. Like I said, I watched what I could of it. I watched a lot of it, but it was in between times. Man, it's wide open. That whole scenario is wide open. Cory was trying to call him out on some shit. Definitely with the talking about the white man situation, and we all done had these conversations in the black community about the things that, white men have pulled and stuff like that throughout the time that we've been over here in this country as black folks, from slavery to now. It just is what it is. It's not like we have never had these conversations. But in today's society, man, like, our community is in fucking shambles. We need to start having the conversation about us to clear up shit. Kick out those that need to be kicked out and embrace those that need to be embraced. I'm sorry, man, but we're never going to get anywhere as a community if we keep evading the conversation that we need to have as people and trying to, blame this person or blame this person. Now, I'm not saying that when things happen in the past to kind of stave off our growth to a degree as a community, but I'm just saying, though, too, at some point, man, you got to clean out your own house. At some point, you got to clean out your own house, man. Like, seriously.
It's a reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males responsible for in this country as the down end? Here's the fact. Have you seen something about Caucasian males and how I'm not an ass kisser of nobody?
Yes, you are.
Here's the fact. Have you seen something about Caucasian males and how they destroy this nation? Well, what did I miss?
Let's slow down because you talking loud, but you're not saying a lot.
So the reason that
I've heard Anton talk about the liberal white male at the same time too. The liberal white chick and stuff like that with the bull nose rings, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? The liberal white man that's running around here, the flannel shirts, all time. He just did a video with the situation that's happening in Minnesota. The little white guy was out there, dude, looked like Pooh Puff, the Puff dude. Like, he was just, oh my goodness. I'm like, dude, why aren't you carrying yourself better as a man? When I even saw the video, I was like, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, why ain't you carrying yourself? But you know what I'm saying? Trim yourself up, bro. Look like a man around here. Then you definitely a white man too. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. You supposed to be making it. Shit. Like, I was thrown off. So, man, Anton will talk about everybody, bro. And I done seen it with my own eyes. I've been following Anton a long time, bro. Ain't nobody gonna tell me no different for real, though.
I said let's slow down is because in a conversation, when you move from point to point to point to point to point really fast, I want to go off slavery, I want to go to this. As soon as you start explaining yourself, somebody move on to the next thing. And it's strategic that they do that because it make it seem like you're dodging, but they don't want to deep dive into the conversation. They don't want to really get to the point. They don't really want to be exposed on why you believe what you believe. What did the transatlantic slave trade, what really happened during the transatlantic slave trade? How do we get here? Why are we even Democrat? Black people, when I told him, I said, listen, we were never Democrat. We were always Republican. And we
right. The history proves itself. If you do your research, yes, we started the Republican Party right after slavery. Everybody else was still Democrats. So, you know, let's just keep this honest out here. Y'all people don't do the research. You know, I found this shit out. Like, I actually, you know, took the time to check it out to make sure I wasn't being lied to or this and that. Woo. You know, you got to be curious out here. A lot of us in the Black community are not curious anymore about what actually happened. And then, too, you know, it just wasn't the fact that, you know, the people that were doing the, you know, Atlantic slave trade just came over to the jungles and took us. No, we were sold off by our own people. So, you know, that's a huge reality that a lot of us over here in America need to face, and things like that in the Black community, that, you know, we were put into this situation, you know, from warring tribes and stuff like that over there in them times back in the day that captured our ancestors from other tribes and stuff like that and shipped us off, basically.
were always conservative. It was move on to the next point. But why did you talk? Why you go? And it's like, okay. Then I started realizing, okay, I see where this is going. Let's slow down. Let's go point by point.
Right.
And let's break this shit down. Because we got all night. I ain't going nowhere. I slotted myself just for this conversation. But this is where we gonna get to it. And let me tell you what the blogs missed. But they do that intentionally.
No, you talking loud, and you still talking around. What did the Caucasian male do to America to bring it down?
I'm not getting into that.
You dancing around it. And that's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kissing Caucasian males' ass.
Now, they don't add that part in there. Why don't they add that part in there? Where it start is after he say that. The disrespect was before I ever said anything. When you see this chopped up on platforms, they chop it where I then respond to the energy. They don't chop it where the disrespect started. They chop it. Oh man, if Anton would, nigga, he started saying disrespectful shit way before I ever even. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna return the same energy that you gave it to.
Right.
When they start their clips, and when people start to do their narrative, they don't start it at where he said, "You kissing Caucasian men ass." Is that gay? You telling another man that he kissing a white man's ass? Can I take that as gay? Would I be justified to be offended at that? But I respect it though, because you said it to my face. I respect it. Because you didn't say it when I was gone, you said it to my face. I'm going to give him that. At the very least, you got to give him that. You have to give it that he said it to my face. But that don't mean shit to me. You know why? Because he don't know me in real life. And so I don't take it to mean shit. His words don't resonate with me. And so this is another thing that I want y'all to learn, Black people. They not smart like that, bro. They not smart. They want you to be a victim. I don't look at myself as a victim. My father taught me that life is 90%, 10% of what happens to you, 90% of how you respond to it. Why would I get offended? I've never pedestalized this nigga. This nigga don't mean nothing to me. He a content creator, as far as I'm concerned, just like I am. Why? I'm not tripping about it. Okay, cool. So that's where we going? Well, if that's where we going, then we can go all the way to hell with it. You can't control how a nigga respond to you once you disrespect them.
Right.
You can't say, oh, it's levels to disrespect. Nigga, you disrespected me to my face. But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me because I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck the dick of black people right now. You doing the easy shit.
Well, now you offended. Now you rolling your eyes and you offended. They never start where the disrespect start. They always go where niggas get offended.
And plus, too, I'm starting to see a lot of these clips get chopped up out here too. Like Anton kind of correct on this, man. But I'm seeing it too. Because I've seen the original. And it's a lot of shit being left out when they chopping these clips up. A lot of nuance, real talk, intimate sections, things like that. For real though.
And let me tell you another thing about black people. They emotional. They emotional. They can't hold that shit in. They can't control themselves. But where he went wrong is this. And I'm gonna tell you where he went wrong.
What you do? Let me tell you what you do.
Nah, homie, let me tell you something, homie. I don't suck dick.
Yeah,
I don't
you do.
suck dick.
Yeah, you do.
So
you're doing it right now.
I don't suck dick, homie.
You doing it right now.
Homie, believe me when I tell you. I don't do that.
I tell you.
I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna give you the same energy you give me.
Let's switch seats.
No.
I'm with it.
Homie, I don't do no dick sucking shit. I'm a motherfucker.
Listen. This is what I know for sure. One thing is for sure, and two things is for certain. You can't say I'm jumping off the porch and don't jump. You can't go to the end of the ledge and don't jump. Nigga, you might as well have left Darlene in the middle of us because you got to do something now. You got to do something now. I'm not impressed. Ain't no fear in me. Listen. I'm telling you, I don't know if y'all seen it. Y'all can go back and watch it for yourself. The nigga was shaking like Muhammad Ali at the Olympics, nigga.
Hold on, Anton. Don't do Muhammad Ali like that now. Hold on. Muhammad Ali earned his way to do that through boxing, bro. He took a bunch of hits that got him that way. Hold on, Anton. Don't do Muhammad like that. Come on now. Don't do Ali like that, man.
They were shaking. He was shaking. His hand was like this the whole time. He was shaking like Muhammad Ali at the Olympics. Boy, that nigga was shaking so bad. And some people can make the case and say, well, people get like that when they really mad. Or when they really nervous and it didn't go the way that they thought it was going to go. You seen it?
Fucking man. I don't do no dick sucking shit.
I don't give a fuck about none
of
this
I tell you what. Watch that dick sucking shit because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do.
I said what I said, nigga. I said it to your face twice. Call it what you want. I said what nigga, you heard me. It wasn't no mincing words. Don't say, amen, knock the stick off of my shoulder. Nigga, knock it off my shoulder this time. Step over this line. Nigga, we not in high school, nigga. You heard me. The fuck you talking about? This ain't elementary school. Hey, knock the stick off my shoulder one more time. Nigga, you heard me twice. You heard me twice. You started the disrespect. I met you with the same energy. I'm in your city, in your studio, with all of your friends all around. Now you got to do something. You got to do something. Or I know who you really are now. All of that shit talking, all of that bossing up on women, all of that talking about niggas in real life and all of that shit, nigga, we not impressed by it.
No dick sucking,
you
homie.
say a lot of shit that I don't fuck with either. You
okay, but that gay shit? Oh, you
I don't give a fuck about what you talking
Hey,
about.
homie, I tell you what.
I'm right here.
Don't put no dick sucking shit. Don't put no dick sucking shit on me, nigga.
I'm from Detroit.
Say I
now.
suck a dick again.
I'm right here, right now.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna respect you.
Dance around it. Dance around it.
No.
I don't do no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna respect you because it's your platform, and I flew out here to have a conversation.
We good.
But you're
We
not
good.
bossing up on me.
Yo,
We good. I did already. I don't do dick
We can
sucking
put the
shit.
microphone right down,
Yo.
right now. I'm going out back.
Oh man. Yeah, it is what it is here though. It is what it is here though. And this is all basically started because Cory want to talk about Anton, don't talk about white men like that. Technically, you know. And the thing of this is, man, Anton do a lot of smoke giving for everybody. But Jesus Christ, though, let's keep going, man, because this is wild out here, man. We got a lot more to go in this broadcast right here.
We can put the microphone down right now and go out back. We ain't got to risk our platforms. No. Let's really break this down. We ain't got to risk our platforms. We ain't got to risk it being demonetized. We know how YouTube feel about fighting online. They don't do fights. They don't do none of that shit. They will shut you down immediately.
Right.
It's a fact. This is not my opinion. This is a fact. We ain't got to do none of the fluff. We ain't got to do it for the internet. We can go out back right now, shoot the fade, and do what we do. Because if this is what you saying that you are, then we can go ahead and do it.
I don't give a fuck about this shit.
Homie, you just running your mouth.
I'm not running my
I
mouth.
got a
You
question
running
for
your mouth.
Anton.
I don't do
You
no
doing
dick
this shit for
sucking
the
shit.
internet. You doing it for the internet. Now, if you want to say your time, no, hold on.
Comments,
If
let
you
me know
want
what
to
you
say
think.
Show you
Anton,
I ain't doing it for the internet.
if you want to say Anton, listen, don't
I'ma let
disrespect
you
me like
finish.
that. If you want to say Anton, don't disrespect me like that. I'll respect you, but don't boss up on me because you said a lot of shit to me today that I don't fuck with either. But I let that shit ride because you don't know me. You don't know me. So I'm gonna extend the same respect to you. You called me out of my name. You said some wild shit, especially with regard to how it
Call this nigga out his name.
Nigga, I'm telling you that you did. You can't tell me how I get disrespected.
I got a question for bro.
Okay.
Now his people trying to derail it and trying to calm it down. So shout out to his people.
No. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. We just getting loud. I ain't gonna get loud.
Then don't switch seats.
Don't switch seats, nigga, like you tough. Don't switch seats like you pressing me.
Oh man.
No, this
because
my
I take
show.
That's
This
cool.
my
That's
show.
cool, but I take that shit as a threat.
Okay, well, it is a threat if you calling me dick sucking. I don't dick suck, my nigga.
Man, fuck what you talking about.
I don't
bro.
dick suck.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
If you want to get back to the conversation, because you ain't gonna do shit. Because you're not gonna do shit.
I told you right now, you're not gonna do shit. Look, bro, I don't know what part of the world y'all from, but either you are or you're not. You don't need no battery in your back in order to do so. You don't need him, you don't need her, you don't need none of that shit. If you feeling some type of way, you don't need no battery in your back. You don't need somebody to push you over the edge in order to do it. Nigga, either you are or you not. Don't do all of the performative shit. Don't do it for the internet. Don't try to save face because that's the truth.
Me with that dick sucking
You're
shit
not gonna
again,
do
nigga.
shit. You're not gonna
Come
do
at me with. See, I suck dick again,
All right, so now he put the microphone down, right? He put the microphone down, right? All right, cool.
nigga.
We can go out back right now.
It ain't nothing else to talk about. And from my perspective, once you put the microphone down, it ain't nothing else to talk about because you're not trying to talk no more. You don't want to resolve it. You don't want to be amicable. You don't want to debate. You don't want to do none of that shit. So from my perspective, okay, well, I guess that's that. I guess we going up then, right? We could just go ahead and head out back right now. Let's rock out. You put the mic down. Let's go out back right now. Let's do it. We can go out back right now. I'm with it.
I bet you won't say that shit.
What we still talking about? What are we still talking about? Nigga, let's just go out back and shoot a fair one. This is the second time I invited you to go shoot a fair one. I bet you won't say it. Nigga, we can go out back right now. What is we talking about? Why are we sitting here debating? Fuck the optics. Fuck all of this. Let's not risk the money, but let's go ahead and get this shit out of our system. And then we're going to come back and we're going to figure it out. What is we talking about? You put the mic down. You not talking no more. You got Darlene coaching you right now.
We know that right now.
Third,
Not Darlene coaching right now. Listen, look. Stop this shit.
time. I'm right there. I'm looking at him right there.
Yo.
I got money for all this.
I got money. I got money for all this. I'm richer than you, nigga. I'm not even sure that Cory is rich. What the fuck is we talking about? See, you can't see, we disarm them because you can't say, well, I'm doing it because I don't want to risk nothing. Because I offered you to shoot a fair one in the back so you don't fuck up the money, you don't fuck up your people money, you don't fuck up the platform, none of that shit. I offered you 3 times. Fuck the bullshit. You can't say, well, I don't want to get sued. I got more money than you. I'm the one that's the liability. I'm the one that's the liability. They can't use the money argument. You can't use the intellectual argument. I'm in your city. Look, I don't know if y'all understand this. I don't know if y'all really understand this. I'm in your city. I flew out to LA. You not in Detroit. You not in my city. I'm in your city and your studio. In your studio. If I'm not what you say I am, why am I in your studio saying let's shoot a fair one? Listen, we don't have to talk about it. We don't have to assume. We don't have to say what we are or we not. We could just do whatever it is that we're going to do. I'm in your city, your address, and I'm right there. So we could have did that on some intellectual shit, or we could have do it that other way. But if you not gonna do nothing, then stop wolfing. I don't threaten niggas in real life. I don't say what I'm going to do to you in real life in front of a nigga in his face. Nobody does that. You old enough. We not in high school. Nobody does that. Either they are or they not. Either it's up or it's not. I've never seen a nigga in the hood. I've never seen a nigga in court. I've never seen nobody explain what you have to do to continue to push them over the edge after you already said what you said. Nigga, it's either up or it's not. Or we might as well just go back to podcasting because that's all we are. We just podcasting and we content creators at this point. Because don't nobody need nobody to put a battery in their back. I'm right here in front of your face. Let's shoot one. That's all for the internet, man. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, nigga was shaking like a salt shaker. When he say study the video, go study the video. Nigga was shaking like a salt shaker. Nigga was nervous. What you looking for your microphone for? You put it down. Why you looking for your microphone? You put it down.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Listen, look, y'all. Listen, look, we got a lot to get to. This is crazy out here, man. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. Anton say, what you put your microphone down for? Man, listen, look. Hey, Cory did hop up and get in Anton's face, man. Listen, look, on the street without all the cameras, man, that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem. Man, we all know that's the truth. That's a huge problem. Dude, get in your face, bro, in the heat of the argument. This is, it go from an argument to a battle after a certain point. And when a person when two men arguing and they get closer and closer to each other, which I don't suggest that shit, dude. I'm not finna allow nobody to get that close. You know what I'm saying? I'm old school. I'm the grandson of a World War II veteran. So I keep certain things on me. You're not finna get that close. Like literally. If you think you're gonna get that close, I got something to let you know that you didn't got too fucking close immediately. Like immediately. Don't let me fucking put my hands behind my back real quick. And it ain't gonna come out what you think it's gonna come out with. Nah, I ain't gonna, what I'm saying, because you already close, but nah, all that getting close, man, that's just some far shit, bro. Because if it was gonna pop off, it would have really went on and popped off. Just being honest. No lie, man. Anton was like, let's go to the back door. Let's just be honest with you.
See, he's new. I don't know. Maybe he adapted to the new generation of niggas. I'm saying it right there.
Whatever.
I got money too. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit.
Hey,
No, it's just not respect.
I ain't falling for that. I ain't falling. Darlene, get out the way.
Why you telling her to get out the way like you're gonna do something though? Why are you telling her to get out the way like you're gonna do something? Why are you looking at her? He looking at her, I'm looking at him.
You see how Darlene looking at him? I'm sorry, but Darlene is looking at him like, what the fuck you gonna do? I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Do you see how Darlene looking at Cory right now? Hold on. Darlene looking at him like, what the fuck you gonna do? Oh my goodness, this is hilarious out here, man. Listen, look, 2026. This is how we starting off the year on YouTube. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? The battle between Cory Holcomb and Anton Daniels. This is how we starting off 2026. Let's keep going, everybody.
You should switch to 1-800-CONTACTS because it's super.
Yeah, I got it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a few commercials in this live. Real talk.
He's looking at her. This is the equivalent of, hey, get out the way. The girl is in the way. He wanted to swing so bad. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Let me be very clear. I want to be very, very clear. I want you to hear it from me directly. I would have beat the shit out of Cory.
Ooh. Oh, man.
These niggas in real life is frauds. Nigga, who Cory done beat up? Cory would have got the shit beat out of me. I would have beat the shit out of Cory. And I'm not, listen, I'm telling you, it is what it is. I would have beat the dog. I would have dog walked that nigga. I would have beat the shit out of Cory. His hands was shaking like a stripper. The nigga was scared. The nigga ain't want to do nothing. All of that woofing online. Nigga, I'm right here in your studio right in front of you. Nigga, if you feel so disrespected, then do something. The fuck is you talking about? Nigga, that's all we do in Detroit is fades. Nigga, that's why I keep telling you. Nigga, that's all we do in the city is fades. That's all we do. My brothers, my nephews, my uncles, my homies. That's all we do is fades. That's all we do. All of this is fade life. All this right here is fade life, nigga. I don't have to talk about it on the internet. I don't have to talk about it on the internet. Now, I don't want to do that because that's the thing that we tried to get away from. That's the shit that we got away from in the hood.
Technically, that's something that definitely black people, we all need to get away from, is the hood shit and things like that. You know, I was a part of it at a certain point, things like that. I know what tragedy it brings and things and stuff like that. And definitely as we start to leap forth through time here as foundational black Americans, it's a lot we need to clean up. And the reason why we've been infiltrated and our music is not even our music anymore, it doesn't have any soul. We're losing ourselves, community, marriages, all types of stuff, is because we allow so much dumb shit to come on. We're doing it to ourselves now. It's nobody else doing this to us. We're doing it to ourselves, and we have to clean house, bro, in order to get everything back in line how we could and we should have it. Basically, for our future and everything in this country.
Give a fuck about what you talking about, nigga. I want to be on some intellectual shit. But see, these niggas be thinking that they can do that shit on the internet. They think that, oh man, I could sell a wolf ticket. I could sell a wolf ticket. I don't want to fight. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get into none of that at all. Zero, zilch, nada. I don't want to do none of that. Oh, Cory broke his wrist. The nigga sit the fuck down. Sit down in and stop acting tough. Stop. Just stop. Again, I'm in your city, in your studio, with your people, and I'm not interested in fighting. But if you put the microphone down, and I guess that's what we doing, huh?
Don't get in the way of two niggas. Let me tell you something, homie. I ain't got to go out back.
Sit down. Sit down. Let me tell you something, homie. Nah, nigga, I don't want to hear your fake intellectual preaching now. I'm not interested in none of that shit. I don't want to hear your messages of truth. I don't want to, no, not, see? Now it's different. Now I'm in control. Now I'm in control. And from here on out, and no, he disrespected me first. I don't give a fuck about what the vlog say, nigga. Go and look at the video. He disrespected me first. I gave him back that same energy, and I'm still standing up, and you sat down, nigga.
Damn. Hold on real quick. Let me run and get something real fast, you guys. Hold on real fast, man. All right, I'm back. So, man, this is where we at right here. This is where we at. It is going down. So we see what Anton had to say about the situation and stuff like that, man. It is what it is here. So listen, look, man, we got a lot more here. Let's go here now, man. We're gonna go to Myron Gaines and see what he had to say about the situation and stuff like that. Let's check this out. Shout out to Myron Gaines. Real talk. Let's go here now.
It's a reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males?
Because niggas are wildin', bro. That's why. Like, what the... Bro, who is more likely to kill me? A black person or a white person? Statistically speaking, I am more likely to be shot by a black person than a white person. Who is committing a disproportionate amount of the violent crime in America compared to the population size? Like, bro, any way you slice it, they're taking L's. Crime, prison rates, recidivism, drug trafficking. Like, what are you talking about, bro? All right, let's go into this chimp out from Cory Holmes.
Question.
Okay.
I'm going to answer your question. It depends on the circumstance.
Answer it.
Like, I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
I'm going to answer your question. It depends on the circumstance. And the interesting thing about it is this. The majority of the people, because you like to use a blanket statement. That's like me saying all black people are stupid.
Well, have you said all white people stupid?
No, I'm talking about cops.
You should say that one time.
I'm talking about
because
cops.
it's easy to say all black people are stupid as an example. Say something about the white.
Actually, it's not, because here's the thing. If you say white people are stupid, nobody's going to give up because they get shit on all the time. I hate this argument from these. What he doesn't understand is that white people get shit on all day. You don't get no points for roasting white people, bro. Okay? You just don't. Niggas get attacked every single day. They get called colonizers and slave owners and evil white men and racists, all this shit. Like, nigga, it's not fun to roast them. Like, it's not really not. Niggas never fight back. They're like, oh, yeah, you're right, bro. Yeah, we are. Right? But the blacks, niggas get emotional. Like, look at this nigga right now. He's already about to turn into a, you know? And Anton's calling it like it is. Right? Because the thing is with these guys is they get so mad about this shit. And it's like they got to, like, call out black people that say what it is. They get mad about this shit.
White people.
No. You're not. I don't think you got people all the time.
Well, I didn't hear you. Can you tell me? Because I don't know.
Yeah, see, and then that's another thing too. And I know exactly what Anton's dealing with here, because here's the problem with these niggas, bro. The clips that go viral are never the clips where you talk about white dudes. Because like I said before, niggas get shit on all the time. So it doesn't matter. The clips that go viral is when people are critical of protected groups that can't be criticized, like niggas.
I mean, it is a huge issue nowadays, you know what I'm saying, amongst black folks, you know, but what we got going on and calling black people out, definitely black women. Jesus Christ, man, you call black women out on their bullshit. Even other black women having problems calling black women out. And it's gotten to this point here to where that's a huge issue, man, to where we can't call each other out in the black community and stuff like that. But at the same time, though, too, we ain't no counter to it. We need to do that in order to correct the bullshit, to make sure that we thrive and survive and our children actually, you know, become better people and stuff like that. We can't keep going down the same path expecting different fucking results. We got to call the shit out in our community. Real talk.
Okay, because the thing is that everybody is scared to criticize black people because they don't want to be called a racist, or they don't want to be called like a colonizer or evil or some bullshit like that. So everybody's scared. So when niggas finally get the balls to say, yo, this is some bullshit, it goes viral because that's what everyone is thinking. Okay? That's why. It never goes viral when I say white dudes are for white women. It never goes viral when I say white dudes, get your women in check. They're how niggas up. It never goes viral when I say white dudes need to stop being and letting feminism control them. That doesn't go viral. Nobody cares. And unlike blacks, they can take criticism. A lot of them will be like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I guarantee you right now, a bunch of white niggas watching me are probably like, yeah, he's right. Yeah, he's right. We need to stop letting our women control us. But if I say some shit like, yo, niggas, control these black women, what are they going to do? Hey, shit. Why are you talking about our black queens?
What are you talking about our black queens? Hey, man, I'm telling you. Listen, look. And another problem that I have with my community, bro, is all this everybody calling themselves kings and queens. Kings and queens of what? What land do you own where you rule over a certain segment of people? Because that's what kings and queens do. They own an entire country to where they have subjects that they rule over. And you got these individual black folks and men and women and stuff like that, and they're talking about they kings and queens. Kings and queens of what? Motherfucker, you barely own your own house. What are you talking about? Like, man, that should be escaping me sometime. Like, I be wondering what's going on with my people, bro. Like, seriously.
That's the problem. That's the problem. We do insult white people. It's just that it doesn't go viral because everybody insults them. Okay? And also, they're not sensitive. Since they get criticized all the time, they don't give up. They don't care. They're like, you know what? You're right. Feminism is a big problem in our community. We need to kind of fix this. But niggas, bruh. Oh my God, niggas are the worst.
Liberal white women literally being the biggest enemy of the United States.
Facts. Agreed. Bro, white women are one of the biggest issues in America, bro. One of the biggest issues that lead to societal problems and progressivism and liberalism is led by white women. That's a fact. But nobody cares when I say that. You want to know why? Because niggas are like, you know what, bro? That's kind of right. Nigga kind of telling the truth, bro. These white women got too much power. They don't get mad.
States of America. That's the thing I say every single.
But they ain't doing nothing about they chicks neither. Just like we ain't doing nothing about ours. Okay. Facts now. We talking facts here.
Asian female, the biggest.
Literally, white liberal women are the worst thing that ever happened to this country.
What about their men?
But
see, now he's moving the goalposts. Oh, why don't you say nothing about white people? This is what I say. Oh, okay. What about the men now?
But we gonna get there because you keep trying to get me to qualify it by participating and joining in on the core.
No, I think you're doing what's easy.
No.
Oh, doing what's easy? Doing what's easy? Bro, talking shit about black people will get you violence. It will get you canceled. The black mob comes after you, you get death threats. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It is 10 times worse to be critical of black people in the black community. Are you crazy? Especially as a colored person? Yo, I should show y'all niggas my DMs from these.
I'm doing what's real.
I think you don't want to go against them because if you go against them, it'll be some video of you going against them. And when I say them, I'm talking about your boss.
There won't be no video. They won't give a. They will not give a. Bro, they'll laugh and say, "Oh, yeah, right, dude. Okay, move on."
I don't have a boss.
We say that. We say that, but here's the truth.
I don't have a boss.
It's a reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males?
Because niggas are wildin', bro. That's why. Like, what the? Bro, who is more likely to kill me? A black person or a white person? Statistically speaking, I am more likely to be shot by a black person than a white person. Who is committing a disproportionate amount of the violent crime in America compared to the population size? Like, bro, any way you slice it, they're taking L's. Crime, prison rates, recidivism, drug trafficking. Like, what are you talking about, bro? And that's the problem with niggas, bro. They don't want to accept the truth, ever. Ever. They don't like hearing it. Why you gotta say that about us, man?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? These are the facts, though. You know, a lot of black folks don't like to hear the truth, which is sad. We can't move forward unless we understand the truth that we are doing this damage to ourselves as a community, overwhelmingly. You know, and it's just, man, it's no way around this. And it's sad, but we need to get to the point to where we can start accepting the truth in order to correct this shit. It's crazy out here, but at the same time, though, too, man, Cory Holcomb did try to goddamn come after Anton pretty hard. You know, definitely at first, throwing the trap in. And then, you know what I'm saying, Anton did also too, you know what I'm saying, shoot shots back. I mean, Jesus Christ, when people shoot at you in a shootout, you know, like, you know, if everybody got guns, you're gonna shoot back. I mean, just saying.
And the reason why that is becoming like such a big thing now is because for decades, you couldn't say shit about this. You'd be canceled. You'd be ostracized. You'd be called a racist. You'd be called a white supremacist. You'd be called a Klan member. You'd be called you would lose job opportunities. You'd be canceled. For decades, you couldn't say shit about this. So what? I notice and I say something about it, now it's a problem? I'll tell you this. If I talk shit about white people and I move to a white neighborhood, niggas are going to attack me. But if I talk shit about black people and move to Harlem, I'm going to have some problems.
Fatality.
That's the difference, dummy. And that's what Cory doesn't understand. The black fatigue is high. People like me and Anton are some of the realest niggas that actually talk about this problem that everyone else can't talk about and everyone else is too scared to talk about, right? That's the reality. Niggas don't know how to act.
Basically, you know what I'm saying? And this is just the facts, you know what I'm saying, dealing with these ninjas out here, you know, and if you're a decent black person in any community, because you got decent black people that live in the ghetto. You got decent, you got, you know, trash black people that live in the suburbs with other black people. Listen, look, man, it's all around. But the whole community is suffering for the lack of knowledge and the lack of respect for each other. And basically, you know what I'm saying, like when Cory was talking about why Anton wasn't trying to, you know, engage with the talking points about the white men, I've heard Anton do this plenty of days, you know what I'm saying, call out these liberal white men and stuff like that, right alongside the liberal white women. These are the type of people that are actually destroying the society over here in America, taking us all down. You know, even the liberal black people, it's just going crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? And these people are doing things that are going against their own country, where they were born at, and stuff like that. I can't even fathom that, because if they go anywhere else in the world, they're going to be a huge shock. They're going to be in a huge shock, and they're not going to be able to do the same things that they do over here, and definitely not talk out the side of their neck and run up and down the street protesting, blowing their horns and whistles and all this other type of dumbass shit, resisting arrest. And man, come on. It's crazy out here. So we're going to keep going. And it's wild out here in the field. This is wild out here in the field. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying? So we're about to go here now. Shout out to Myron Gaines and things like that, you know, but we're about to go here now to Ask a Brother podcast, things like that. He had to talk on the Anton situation. Everybody's talking about this. Like I told you, this is 2026. This is the first battle of YouTube in 2026. This is the first battle here. Okay. This is a huge deal. Anton Daniels, Cory Holcomb, 5150, Millionaire Morning Show, Anton Daniels, Room 9 is going crazy out here. Shout out to both those content creators for doing this right here, making 2026 sound off like this. So we're going to dive off into Ask a Brother podcast and see what he had to say on the topic.
On this whole Anton and Cory thing, and as soon as I pulled up your joint, I've been watching. I said, "This is crazy to see, man. This is crazy to see."
How much of it have you watched so far?
I watched and listened to enough throughout the day to know, in essence, what happened. You know, from my vantage point, it looked like, obviously it appeared like there was a little friction beforehand, like before they finally linked up, right? And I think Anton kind of probably came in a little, you know, just being mindful, little on guard, you know, in terms of how Cory was going to approach it. And then Cory just started shooting shots like from the very beginning. He was shooting some shots, man, when it came to like talk, basically without saying it, he was basically calling Anton like a sellout who never holds white people accountable and always selling out to the white man or whatever. And, you know, from then on, it seemed like Anton was like, all right, I'm gonna match your energy. I got you. And, you know, and that was the strangest thing, where it's like Cory could easily see the ways in which when Anton
you're almost about to disappear, bro. You almost, I think you're let me see. Your focus. I think I don't know if it's gonna make you disappear or what. Let me see something.
Not sure. You want me to try to hop off and come back on?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. All right. Let me sec.
Let me try something again. Let me see.
Okay. When I'm talking to Willie D don't like when you call him nigga. And I go out my way not to call Willie D nigga, because I look at him as a man.
I kick it with Willie too. For me though, I don't give a fuck about the talking. I don't have no boundaries. I don't care if a nigga say something about me. It is what nigga.
What the?
I care about is what happened in real life. When I cut that shit off in real life, my life is great.
Right. Let me tell you something.
So my point is that I don't take nothing personal unless it get personal, unless it gets physical. That's the only thing I'm up on. Anything.
Now, see, this is after the getting in the face-to-face. This is after the getting in the face-to-face. What you saw at the beginning of the broadcast here when Anton broke it down, stuff like that, how it was going. This is after the fact right here. So, you know, if you hadn't seen the full, you know, if you hadn't seen the full video on 5150 about how this went down, this is the after situation right here. A few of these are after. What I showed you from Myron at that point, and then we're here now, which they set back down.
Anything else I can walk away from, I don't give a fuck about that. My life, I could walk away and I'm probably gonna never see that person again.
I understand. So this is why the chat, I allow them, and in fact, I encourage them to be themselves in the chat, because this is a computer screen. But one thing I will say about This is to the youngsters especially, because they the ones who really don't know. I'm talking about 35 and under. When you in a man's face, you have to watch how you talk to them, because face to face is a lot different than the computer.
Listen, brother Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, what are your thoughts on that, man? Like men telling each other to suck my, and what are your thoughts on that?
Well,
but hold on, let me say it correctly. He didn't tell him to do it. He told Cory that Cory was sucking the black man's,
Yeah, the first thing is, if you disrespect a man, if you tell him that he sucks up the white people, if you tell him that he's a sellout, or use all the words that kind of insinuate that, you can't disrespect a man to his face on your platform and then act surprised when he says something back in kind or worse. The goal of responding is not really actually to match energy at all. The goal of responding is to end it. And that's what Anton attempted, I think, to do. And I do think that if Cory had maybe come with slightly different energy, I wouldn't have been surprised if Anton tried to match him that way. But once yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna say, once you name call, man, once you bring up somebody's family, once you talk about their sellout, once you cross any lines or boundaries, you can't dictate and decide and choose what their form of response and their form of disrespect is going to look like.
I think that's already been decided.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth, though. When you get in a heated argument with somebody, and definitely, and I get what the brother here just said. Like, Cory did come out blazing guns. That's who Cory is. He do talk shit like a motherfucker. So, but he came out blazing guns, accusing Anton of this and that, woo the woo, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And you acclimating yourself to the kiss up to the white man, this and that, woo the woo. Okay. So any logical person would take offense to that if you talk about certain points and stuff like that, and he's trying to get his point off. Cory trying to get his point off at the same time, though, too. He did start taking shots. So now, when you start taking shots, it is what it is here now. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit there and not expect anybody else to shoot back. I mean, that's kind of how it's gonna go down. You're in a gunfight. It's a gunfight. Like, okay, maybe let's say, okay, maybe Cory shot with a 38, but Anton came back with a 45. So I mean, I'm just saying here, just logically, let's say this, but shots were still fired, regardless of what caliber it is. Shots were still fired.
I think that's already been decided.
But that's what I'm saying. Where it's like you can't call me out or say whatever you want to me and then think you can also choose how I'm going to respond to it.
Right.
And I think that's
listen, I think what you're saying sounds politically correct, but society has dictated that sucker thing that is not done.
No.
That's not to be done. Like listen, you can say something about my daughter and things like that. But listen, society has already determined that when you say something about sucking, listen, that thing can it gets different. It gets different.
My question is this: if society has decided what's supposed to happen when a man says that to another man, did that happen?
What do you mean on this particular incident?
Yeah.
Well, it escalated. It escalated in I ain't gonna say two celebrities. One is if you can get a celebrity to escalate like that, it did. It escalated. It did.
But that's
okay. It escalated. You know what I'm saying? Stacey Prince. It escalated. But like, ask a brother, did ask you, did it go there though? And in the previous segment of this broadcast, when I showed you Anton's response, Anton was like, he was still standing there. Cory had to sit down after the fact that Anton said, that, you know, we can go outside. Anton got up and went outside. This was after Cory came over, sat in front of him. They had the face-to-face argument right there, heated right there at that second. It was on and popping. It was face-to-face, you know, because it without the cameras in the street, somebody would have got popped right then. Whoop, whoop, bam. I'm telling you right now, without the cameras there, but both them grown ass men had platforms to protect. I get that shit though, but I'm just saying though, in the street it would have went a whole different way. But no, so Anton was standing up there ready to go. Cory had to sit back down. Let's just be honest with this now.
The point I'm making is once you say something to another man, he may say the thing that does cross that line. Now you get to decide how you'll react and respond to that. You can get in his face. You can sit next to him. You can sit in his face and say it again. You can put hands on him. There's a whole host of ways. And Anton understood what probably will come with that.
But listen, let me, I'm asking you directly, like, what do you think about a man telling another man that's, you know, about that suck cock stuff?
That man is ready for whatever the response is going to be.
Right.
If that makes sense. Some people are on that type of time.
You got to think about it too, man. Both Cory and Anton are logical thinking men. Cory not stupid now. Anton's not either. So, you know, yeah. Once Cory pushed the button talking about, you know what I'm saying, Anton was sucking up to the, you know, to the white man, this and that. Same thing. Cory just worded it different than Anton did. It was the same thing. Both of them involved the word sucking. Okay. Both sentences involve the word sucking. It just is what it is here, people. So, you know, yeah, man, dude, it's wild out here. And when you push nuclear buttons, don't expect for bombs to not fly out the terminals.
And I think what happens is periodically there's this thing of like, you got the social media fake people, right? Like they just talk all big on microphones. And then you got people who say these things in real life in front of people. When you say this in front of people or to someone, they get to then decide how they're going to react and respond.
Right.
Cory could have handled it a number of different ways. He just chose to handle it. Yeah. He chose to handle it in a way where he can get his words off. He can sit in front of him, but it didn't lead towards anything beyond that. And it could have, and maybe other people felt like it should have.
Jared says, you got to be a bigger man than that. I don't give a damn. I don't give a think of. You got to be a bigger man than that. I don't give a think of damn, but what anybody says about me or to me, just don't put your hands on me because yeah. And you know who I think adheres to that more than anyone? Successful people who have something to lose.
Yeah, it's a thing where there are legitimate people. You see with the Karens. You see it with Karens when they get ready to threaten to call the police, where they're weaponizing just what's being said. And what I'm basically getting at is from, obviously Anton shouldn't have went to that degree, but like I said before, if I'm going to disrespect you, I can't decide what your response is going to be to me. It could be physical, it could be words, it could be a threat, it could be anything. Cory decided that was how he was going to handle it. And for me, they were both able to walk away from it. It got contentious, but it's two brothers that they get to go home now versus one of them getting arrested or worse.
Right, technically. And losing platforms, millions of dollars, you know, and that's the point. Definitely glad that these two gentlemen here were able to amicably, you know, come together and not, you know, go that far, because it could have been tragic. We could have been reporting on some different shit right now if them boys had got up and went out back. Shit, we could have been doing a whole different report. You know, Anton Daniels and Cory Holcomb loses platform on YouTube for fighting out back. Oh, Jesus, man, that would have been either that or they made it. If they didn't lose the platforms, we would have been seeing both them boys come on their channels with black eyes or scars or something like that. Because I mean, when you fight now, you fighting. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna get a lick on you. You gonna get a lick in. You know, so yeah, you know, I'm just saying now, it's gonna be, man. It would have went a whole different way if be honest with you, it would have went a whole different way if all this money wasn't involved. Real talk.
Yeah, but I think I'm asking you your personal opinion about that. Like,
yeah. So the younger Jeff, you know, all I need is words, and we gonna do something.
Well, I'm talking about that specific phrase. Like, I'm asking you what I'm asking you.
That's what I'm saying. If you said that to me under 30 years old, furniture gonna be moved.
Yeah,
I don't care who you are. I don't care who you got around.
That thing's dangerous. That phrase right there, that thing is universally dangerous.
Well,
that thing is probably dangerous when it's said in Chinese.
listen, but when you're older, when you have more to lose, when you are successful,
right,
acting like a teenager or early 20-something-year-old young guy that has no real assets, has no real anything going on. This dude's trying to make $10+ million a year. He ain't got to do nothing but just use words with Cory. And
right. And see, the thing of it is, like Asker brother just said, when you at those young ages, definitely as young men, you really don't have anything to lose physically, monetarily, and stuff like that. So you basically going off your pride and you know your manhood. And yeah, of course, you know, for you to get in a heated argument like that, and those types of words get thrown around, you do this and you do that, you suck this and suck that. Of course, man, you young, you ain't really got shit to lose, dude. Yeah, hands is gonna be thrown immediately. If not, weapons get broke out. I'm just being honest.
And vice versa with Cory. They're both rich, they're both doing well, and they left it at words. But if you take that to the real world, outside of the cameras, I wouldn't have been surprised that it would have got physical.
Right.
It goes like that.
Basically. And that's just the truth, man. That's just the truth.
Says Cory is my man, but he didn't buck up to Cam Newton. The internet is not a real. I don't know if him and Cam had no energy. Him and Cam didn't have that type of energy. I don't think.
It wasn't on this level. No.
Oh yeah, okay. That's what. Let me see. Listen, people, if you want your comment read, hit it with the super chat. Other than that, let's get back to this.
Let me ask you a question.
Motherfuckers saying all kind of shit about me on the computer.
Ask you a question.
But if they in my face saying that to me,
let me ask you a question.
It can go bad.
Why?
I'm not saying I'm not acting tough.
Hold on.
I'm not acting tough.
I'm asking you a real question. Why do you get triggered if somebody says that to you? Like what is it in you that gets bothered by a switch?
Okay, so listen to me.
Listen, I want to use that as a moment to ask you a question, brother.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard about this debate, when I heard it was going to take place, Cory actually held his own more to what I thought. Like in the whole beginning up until now, he held his own. He was asking good questions. He was making sure that he tried to make sure Anton couldn't evade, and he held him down till he asked those questions. Now, when I heard about this debate, I said, okay, there's going to be a little trouble here, right? I understand Anton. Listen, say what you want, but Anton's not a dummy, right? Okay. He's actually intelligent. And not only that, he's educated himself in the things that matter to him, right? Now, when I heard that this debate was going to take place, I said, I thought that it would not be in favor of Cory Holcomb because Cory Holcomb is more of intelligent, right? Anton Daniels is intelligent and he's educated himself in certain arenas, right? So education can sometimes destroy intelligence. And here's what I mean. If I bring my arsenal of intelligence out to where I'm educated on certain matters that you are more than likely not, then I can get into a whole different discussion. I can use a whole different jargon and conversation that I know you're not equipped with, and it will make it seem like you don't know much, right? Anton is probably educated on a vast array of things. He's probably educated himself probably from real estate to political views, right? So I thought that it was going to be bad for Anton. It was going to be bad for Cory in that arena. What are your thoughts?
Based on what I watched, based on how they used different argumentative tactics and strategies and everything, I actually saw a major gap between how Anton was approaching the conversation and how Cory was approaching it. One throughout seemed to kind of be much more reactive, emotional, operating out of emotionalism. And Anton seemed to only do that at one specific point.
Right.
And the problem with that is that if you're making a lot of emotional responses, emotional arguments, you're not going to be logically consistent. And I think what was happening was Anton repeatedly was pointing out, this is the difference between like chess and one person's playing chess and the other person's playing tic-tac-toe. Right. That was actually what was going on. Anton, I think in his head, I'm gonna be honest with you, this didn't look that surprising to me. I think you said it yourself, like you knew it was gonna be a little fireworks. It seemed like Anton was waiting for something for Cory to say to justify why it was he was going to throw a little shot out there.
You know that. You know he was going like Anton. See, the issue is this. Anton, it's always a plus when you can control yourself. It's going to always be a plus. And Anton already came in knowing what arsenal he was going to use, right? He was going to hit. You see in the beginning, he said, Cory Holcomb said, no, we're not going to get into this politics and stuff. That ain't what we're about. And Anton said, no, but we could touch on that. Like, no, I brought a Uzi for that.
Yeah, but this is the crazy part. Anton's been talking about politics pretty consistently for almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
With a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds and different opinions.
He's been on Fox News a couple times.
Yeah. Right. So when Cory's throwing out these shots, it's like none of the shots that Cory is sending out were things that Anton hasn't worked through, hasn't debated, hasn't had an answer for. And the days of like, you're a black man, so you can't speak on black people, you can only talk about white people thing. Like at some point, like that get old. When you free, you can talk about anybody. You can talk about white people, black people, gay people, straight people. You can talk about who you want.
Not really. Not really. You can't talk about Jews and you kind of can't talk about the gays. Listen, people go so far as to say the GAY community. They don't say the word.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a lot of fear. And then number two, Cory, and this is the thing, when you're trying to dictate what another man can and can't talk about, that sounds insane. When
they're doing it, brother. They're doing it. Me and you know how far to go with we know what it took to build our YouTube channels up, and we know how far to go, to be honest. That fear that you speak of, is that fear justified?
Well, I'll say this. I've spoken on those topics. But it's the way in which I strategically talk about them that's probably
hold on. Why are you using strategy? You
Hey, so yeah, it is the truth though. We know these platforms, technically, we don't own them. We're using these platforms to state our opinions, the facts that we think are real, stuff like that, whether it be YouTube, Talk, X, whatever. And we don't individually as people own these entities that we're using to say what we want to say. So yeah, technically we have to abide by the guidelines and the rules that you sign up for when you sign up to these platforms and you're using them. It just is what it is. I get that point, but at the same time though too, the freedom of speech is still supposed to be in play in this country. But yeah, though, it is kind of being the freedom of speech is kind of being, I'll put it like maybe, saying, of course, manipulated to a degree. It's okay with certain things and it's not okay with certain things. And that's not true 100% freedom of speech. But it's kind of like a minor freedom of speech, so to say, something like that. If you kind of understand where I'm coming from.
You know why?
Well, that's my point. Well, that's
how far to go.
Yes,
right.
Because I'm not a dummy, right? We ain't stupid.
Right.
But the point I'm making is, if we slowed down and didn't just react as an audience, if we didn't just react to just, they arguing, they yelling, they talking about sucking this or sucking that. If we slowed down and was like, there was one man in this conversation that was repeatedly trying to tell another man what his opinions needed to be, what he could speak on, who he could talk about, and who he could address. And the other man being like, I can talk about this or talk about that, and I could say who I want on this platform or any other. That's what I saw was the power dynamic that was happening in real time. One guy thought things should go a certain way, you should move a certain way, speak a certain way. And the other guy says, whether I do or don't do it how you see fit, I'm my own man, I can still do that.
I disagree. I think both people, their objective, like even Anton's agreeing to come to this platform was to challenge Cory's opinion. I believe when two people do this, that both of them are trying to change somebody's thoughts. You know what I mean?
I can agree to that. There's a difference between us having a back and forth about our views and opinions. It's another thing to tell a man, this is how you need to move, how you should speak.
Give me an example.
When he said, you don't talk about white people. You need to stop talking about black people. You need to start talking about white people. And Anton's like, first of all, I do talk about white people. I say the worst people in the country is white liberal women that's destroying everything. So, and he's like, nah, but what about them white men? All right, so you keep moving the goalposts. So first it was, I don't talk about white people at all. Then I say, I do talk about white people. I talk about white people all the time, and they happen to be liberal and white women more often than not. All right, well, what about white men? So I was like, all right, so now you're dictating how this man needs to do political commentary, talk about populations, talk about groups. And when he's giving you pushback and showing you that you're contradicting yourself and that you're actually not telling the truth, rather than just own that and say, you know what, you right, X, Y, and Z. Instead, he's doubling down, trying to basically pigeonhole this man to say, you only talk about black people. You never talk about white people. And in essence, you're a sellout. And Anton's taking it personal and giving pushback and examples that shows, if I'm selling out just the white people, why am I calling out white people simultaneously?
But hold on, check this out.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know, but a lot of people, I understand what Cory was doing. A lot of people have been wanting that answer from Anton. A lot, like when he says something about like, where's the smoke that you have for whites? He was really trying to get into the thing about white men right then and there. But Anton brought up white women. Everybody, not just Cory.
Now hold on, you know what I'm saying? What Stacey Prince is talking about, you know what I'm saying? He just basically said it too. But see though, Cory brought up the picture, you don't talk about white people. So it doesn't, at that point, you know what I'm saying, Cory didn't specifically say at that particular point, why you don't talk about white men. Cory said white people. So Anton did bring up, like, what he talk about like, well, white liberal women. And he also talk about white liberal men too as well. I've seen him do it. So it's like, yeah, but then, Cory did, of course, move the goalposts, however you want to put it. And it's like, okay, what about the white men and stuff like that? But you brought up a blanket question about you don't talk about white people.
A lot of people, myself, we've been wanting to know, okay, do you have anything to say about white men? You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
No, I think it was a problem when Anton said no. Like, that's a problem. See, listen, here's why people want to know. And I don't think he's like me and you, Jeff. We both have to navigate our shows. We have to moderate our shows, right? So if you're getting away from that very key thing, I believe that that's 90% of the whole show. That one question right there was what Cory. I've heard a lot of people. It's all over the internet. People want to know, why aren't, like, with all the. I did a show about it. Matter of fact, but it was directed towards Anton and Charlie Kirk. With all that white men do, you can't find any type of material to doing that, because I was able to. Like, it's crazy. It's a lot. It's a lot. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I think it's a fair question that I think people could ask in terms of how balanced is he, right?
Because that establishes your motives.
It can absolutely establish that. And this is the thing for me personally, as somebody who's also watched a decent amount of his stuff, I see a drastic difference between how Anton and his panel talks about a liberal white people, men and women, versus conservative ones. I think he has no problem with conservative white men or white women. I don't think I think he literally views them as just, you know, unless they treat me wrong or do say something crazy, I'm going to just treat him like a regular human being. He definitely has a very negative, he thinks the worst liberals are liberal white women, but he absolutely brings the smoke for liberal white people and liberal black people.
I've never really seen him come at whites like that. Like, because I watched some of his content.
Oh,
You know, I
yeah,
hadn't been checking him out when he was fully invested in the Lapeef network. And I don't mean invested like monetarily. I don't know about that. But I just, you know, found the show interesting. You know what I mean? But like, I'm talking about, listen, Jeff, I'm talking about the real stuff, man. I'm talking about the real stuff that we know is taking place, man. I'm talking about how black people got the way they are. Like, why aren't people talking about that? Like, when I see black people acting a complete donkey, there's a small portion of me that says, well, they were affected. Like, bro, there is nothing else that you'll ever see like the 1994 crack epidemic, right? That thing carnaged us. That it like I saw it firsthand. Like what it did to us, it set up generation after generation. Imagine if you take one generations of mothers and fathers away. You say you touch this white substance and we don't play that. 50 years.
Yeah.
Well, the children that they had before they got those 50 years, now those children are left wandering to figure out life alone. And guess what they're going to do? Get pregnant without thinking, ooh, I need a father attached to my child. No, they're out there buck wild the whole time that mom and dad is doing 50-year sentences. And guess what their children is going to do when their bastard children grow up? It's going to be a cycle. And we already know Charlie Kirk and Anton and myself has talked extensively about how children come out when they don't have a parent, father in their life. And some of them didn't have both. Some of them started raising themselves. So I think that's what people want to hear. Like, you know, to just assume that black people woke up one day from an 80% marital rate and said, you know what, we want to be diabolical losers. That's crazy. Let's talk about what
And I get that too, you know, right there at the end what Stacey said, you know, about, you know, black people waking up after such a high marriage rate in this country at one point in time, and then just, you know, negating that and moving into something else that is definitely tragic to our community and has been for the past at least good 50 years now, you know, 50, 60 years. It is what it is here though. But yeah, definitely Anton stood his ground, man. You know, Cory, you know, had things to say, stuff like that. And I'm definitely glad to see that they didn't get into anything crazy though, as far as, you know, that'll make them probably lose their platforms. But we're going to keep going. So we're going to hear what Anton and Angry Man had to talk about and things like that. Because Angry Man called up Anton and stuff to try to see what was going on. And yeah, we're going to go here now. Let's check this out.
Under no circumstances would he would ever be able to get away with that shit in my space. If he in my space and he say, yo, let's shoot a fair one, I'm with it.
Word.
That's on everything.
I feel you, but I tell you what, you gave the entire internet a STEMI package. Everybody got something to talk about for a week.
Yeah.
I started it. Hold on. Let me keep going a little bit. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
I'm going.
Anton he don't care about none of that shit right now. I promise you. He don't care about none of that shit right now. He done already squashed it. He done already said, bro, look, we good. He done apologized to the man. He done did all of that. He done apologized. Matter of fact, you know what? Hold on one second. Let me see, hold on one second. Let me see.
Your call has been.
He ain't gonna answer the phone. His ass be mad busy. Hold on. Yo.
What up, though, bro?
Yo, I'm on this live right now reviewing this, and I just had to call you while I'm on the live and tell you, brother, you got the patience of a saint.
Why you say that? I just landed on the flight. That's why I answered.
Because you squashed it at one point, and he just kept talking about it. And I'm looking at your face, and I'm like, yo, Anton don't even care at this point. He just ready to get back to the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, man, listen, bro. He pussy.
That way, we on the live. You don't mind we on the live, right?
No, I know what you said the first time. I'm telling you straight up.
Okay.
I like all of that tough talk, all of that street talk. I don't want to hear none of that, bro.
Word.
Like at some point, you got to stand on what you said.
Yeah.
I'm in your city. And your studio with your people. I'm right here. Like all of that other fluff, all of that, I don't want to hear none of that, bro. I'm right here.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Like miss me with all of the tough talk. I don't want to hear none of that. I'm right here.
I feel you, bro. But I tell you,
don't tell me what you gonna do. Do it.
Hey, I feel you. But I tell you what, you gave the entire internet a STEMI package. Everybody got something to talk about for a week.
Yeah.
Basically, because this shit is lighting the internet up. That's why I titled my broadcast the way that I did, because this is the first battle of 2026 on YouTube here. For real though.
Yeah. And see, and here's the thing. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not none of that. Like I don't project that. But all of that, you know what I'm saying? This is what I do. This is what I stand on. I'm the last nigga that you shouldn't stand on it for, right?
Yeah.
Like I ain't no thug. I'm not a gang member. I ain't none of that. I'm a corporate guy. I'm a nerd. It shouldn't be no problem. Like this is easy for you. You a comedian. You got the mouthpiece. You got the upper hand in every set. You bigger. You taller. It's your turf. This is alley-oop for you.
Hey, but at the end of the day, regardless, you a man. And I think he thought he was going to be able to try and punk you, and he was shocked when he wasn't able to. That's what I think.
Here's the thing that everybody missing, bro. He started it.
Word.
He started it. He started it with the ass-kissing comments and all of the disrespect. We could have had a civil conversation.
Facts.
We could have had honestly, that's the part that everybody missing. You don't get mad at the nigga that responds.
Technically, you know what I'm saying? And that's what Anton said in the video that I showed you at the beginning of this broadcast. And also what Ask a Brother podcast said too. You don't get mad at the response of the shit that you shot. When you shoot your shot, when you shooting shots at people and stuff like that, you can't get mad at the response that these people are going to give you. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what the fuck they're going through. You don't know what the hell goddamn going on in their mind. You know, you it is what it is. Everybody got to be careful.
That's facts.
Now, we could debate it and say, well, but you took it to a new level and all of that shit. Okay, cool. Let's say for the sake of conversation that I was disrespectful as fuck.
Yeah.
And I was. I was absolutely 100%. I don't have no respect for you and your city and your space with all of your homies. With all of your homies standing around. Okay, now what?
Hey.
Now what? Because see, you can say that, you can make the argument if we was just on the internet. No, we in person.
Mm-hmm.
So now what? Don't move no chairs. Don't tell people to stand out the way. I'm right here in your face.
Yeah.
So if you thought it was that disrespectful, and I said it twice, 3 times, how many more times do you have to hear me say it before you do something?
Yeah. That's what I said. I said he already said it like 4 times.
So let's say you disagree with the level of escalation that I had. Okay, cool. Well, what you gonna do about it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, we don't have to figure it out. I know he would never do that in my studio.
Ooh.
In my city.
Ooh.
Under no circumstances would he will ever be able to get away with that shit in my space. If he in my space and he say, yo, let's shoot a fair one, I'm with it.
Word.
That's on everything. That's on my daughter, nigga.
Word.
And it don't matter if I win or lose. It's the principle. He'll never, ever, ever, under no circumstances, ever be able to say no shit like that to me in my space.
Word. Hey.
And feel comfortable going home. And make it out and walk on your own too, comfortable.
That's what look, this was so funny, Anton. I told everybody, I said, bro, I was on the panel, I said, bro, Anton walked out of there comfortably.
I was very comfortable. We were sipping water.
Obviously he did, because he made it home in order to make the response video. And, you know, no black eyes. I ain't see no scars, none of that shit. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Coke Zeros, it was very accommodating. They was very, very accommodating, bro. Shout out to them for being accommodating. Niggas made me feel very comfortable. I was talking to all of the ladies, introduced myself to his wife.
Word.
Nigga, we had a conversation and everything.
Word.
What you talking? Don't pull that shit to me. Nigga, I smelled you wasn't tough a long time ago. That's why I did what I did. Like real talk. Under no circumstances did we ever feel threatened.
Word. Well, look, bro. I just wanted to get your little quick commentary on it, man. Hey, enjoy your night, bro. I know you just got off the flight. I know how that be. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah. you doing a show later tonight, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, no show tonight?
I'm about to go sleep in my comfortable bed. I'm in Detroit. hey, and I'm very comfortable in LA.
Yo, it is what it is, though. It is what it is, though. So yeah, got one more for you. So we got Craig Fax. That's Cory Holcomb's co-host. And he's going to be speaking on his perspective of the situation and what he thought went down, the way that he see it, things like that. So we're going to dive off into it. Let's go here now.
Craig Fax weighed in on the viral blow-up between Cory Holcomb and Anton Daniels after everybody was asking in the chat, where the hell is Craig? Last night on the 5150 show. A lot of folks felt like Craig could have handled business on the intellectual side of things to combat some of the points made by Anton during the show and even derail a possible altercation between the two. It didn't seem like Cory had the ability to articulate his position, which made Anton look like he had the upper hand during a battle of knowledge. But in my opinion, all this was calculated and executed exactly the way Anton intended. I think it's safe to say that there might not ever be a part 2 of Anton returning as a guest on the 5150 show after what took place last night. Don't take my word for it, though. I'll let Cory tell it.
Just started.
You ain't gonna have me back up to the show. Nah, I'll tell you, because I'll be to slap the shit out your ass.
Oh, he sent you a message?
Craig showed up just minutes after Anton left the building, and it led me to believe he was there to check the temperature of the room and get a piece of what was going on last night. Pause. Craig left after a few minutes, and Cory continued the show reflecting on what had just happened and trying his best not to outright call Anton Daniels a backdooria boo-boo at Dookie Digger over their heated altercation. Craig took to his Instagram live this afternoon to speak on what he felt happened and what went wrong, while also revealing that he pulled up after hearing Cory and Anton arguing and Anton throwing disrespectful jabs towards Craig. I guess Mr. Texas Dog Walker Ranger wanted all the smoke with the professional rage baiter, and you could tell by how he exited the 5150 show last night. Listen to what Craig, nah, bitch, nigga, I'm not a yes man Smith had to say about the situation right here.
Go ahead, Joe. Do your thing, man.
Oh, man. Fuck Anton. Texas sharpshooter fallacy. That was a great exhibition of a Texas sharpshooter fallacy last night on 5150, done by Antoine. Now, I say in recent history, the greatest exhibition of a Texas sharpshooter fallacy was the Cat Williams interview on Shannon Sharp. What is a Texas sharpshooter fallacy? As I eat this apple. A Texas sharpshooter fallacy is when a person paints a narrative around a situation as their argument, and they frame the narrative, and they take a shot, right? They pose an argument, and they frame a narrative around the argument so they can seem accurate. Follow me. Again, Texas sharpshooter fallacy is when somebody poses an argument and they frame a narrative around the argument to make it seem like what they're saying is accurate. All right. Look that up so you can follow me. We with you. Okay. So bam. Last night was a cavalcade of illogical fallacy. You had two men who have opposing opinions. Both have justified opinions to feel that whatever way they want to feel. Antoine being a conservative, pushing the narratives he pushed, he has the right to do it. Cory being who Cory is, being a comedian with a comedic point of view. That's what a lot of people who are political don't understand about a comic. A comic's political point of view is personal. It's not political. So it's a personal point of view based on life experiences, and it's your interpretation of the world through your view.
Now, listen, look, at the same time though, too, Anton had his personal views about stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? We can't negate that. Now, I'm not saying that Cory didn't have his personal views. We all know how comedians move. It is what it is though. And at the same time though, too, you know, most comedians do tell the truth in their art and they make it funny. But all I'm saying is though, with what Craig trying to pull into the game is like, you know, of course, you know, Cory is boy, things like that, you know, but Cory did shoot the first shots. And we all know these are facts. Now, at the same time, though, too, you can't stipulate how people respond to you, like it was clearly being said throughout this broadcast. And at the same time, yeah, let's just keep going.
You have somebody that's political, their worldview is really a microcosm of whatever political party they're subservient to. So that was the dichotomy, that was the difference, that was the minute difference in the messaging that was coming from both brothers. Cory is speaking his comedic point of view, his comedic point of view versus a political point of view. See, in politics, they always try to make the party's agenda supersede the individual. Once, if I was on the show, once I sensed that Antoine was speaking in Texas sharpshooter fallacy, I would have ended the show or stopped the conversation, because now I understand that he has an agenda, and his agenda is not based in logic. It's based in a narrative. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the difference. People who operate and build from a narrative or within a narrative will not allow you to shadow that narrative, because that's the only thing they have to anchor themselves in a debate or a conversation. So you have to understand.
So now this whole debate is based on a narrative that Anton, or an agenda that Anton had, and things like that. This is wild right here. I see two men that sat down, started off having a debate. In the middle of it, it got heated and things like that on disagreements and stuff. And then, you know, they reset back down and kept it going. Craig sitting around here trying to point, like, you know, he actually did make it political with what his response is. Because he narrowed it down to Anton just being, you know, a Republican and Cory just being, a comedian, stuff like that. Like these people don't vote. Like Cory don't vote. Like Craig don't vote. Like they don't vote for whatever party that they feel like they want to vote for, or whoever they want to vote for in their city, state, or even in the presidential election. Like they don't vote. And see, it's the disingenuous shit I'm talking about here. Like they don't have their own political views too as well. Because we all do as human beings on this planet. That's the reason why we go out and vote. That's the reason why we have, these systems put into place to do said things. That was just disingenuous to me that he tried to just make Anton out to be the only person on the panel that, has a political side to themselves as a human being, or definitely as an American. Like that makes no sense to me.
The agenda when you're in these types of situations. So Cory handled himself well, because I know Cory, right? Cory is, if any disrespect, he's about that action. You know what I'm saying? So, but when somebody's running a play, you can't just be about that action, because if they're running a play, you could actually be carrying out somebody else's agenda by standing on something that's connected to your principles. Because when somebody studies you, they understand your principles and they base the narrative around the triggers that would be markers inside the principles you have. For instance, if you're a Christian or if you don't agree with a homosexual lifestyle, they will say things. It's called a dog whistle in politics. They will say things that trigger you and evoke a response that makes it seems like you're being emotional. That's why Antoine started being very direct and started being very accusational, because he was trying to trigger Cory. And it worked for a bit, but Cory caught himself and handled himself like a G. I hope they can get back together and do it more, because at the end of the day, what we need in our community is not niggas that want to be right. We need niggas that want to push an intellectual agenda that furthers the common consciousness of everybody black. Do your research on most cult leaders or most dictators or most people who rose to power and did some absolutely heinous things. These are people who willed their way into that position and dealt with a lot of rejection. So when you're dealing with somebody that has an agenda, they will sacrifice the greater good of themselves. So one day they can position themselves to be able to tell you what to do and run your life. I'm telling you, you can't stop you can't just come with the buster bitch nigga talk, hoe nigga talk, rat, coon talk. You have to understand what's going on completely, even if it don't match how you feel. If somebody is dealing in narratives and speaking in fallacy, they're trying to evoke emotion to make you seem hypocritical and control people's view of you. But it ain't over though. I hope it ain't over. Man, look, man, it's so many great things that come from niggas putting their differences to the side and saying, okay, nigga, all right, let's do what we got to do. Now let's get back to the agenda. I already know Cory's thing is helping black people, helping black women and young men see the light. I don't know much about Antoine, but he says some things. I mean, we need that type of niggas shouldn't be scared of a little bit of conflict. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Now, Craig Fax did say that Anton did his due diligence to study Cory. And then he just right here said that, he don't know much about Anton. So you haven't researched your facts either, when you also are intelligent enough to know that you need to do this and stuff like that. So yeah, it's it's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. The way things going down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Craig didn't have a few facts here. Definitely, putting things to the side, coming together. I definitely understand that point. We definitely need to do that, definitely in the black community. It's nowhere around that. That's the truth.
This shit is about. Every movement has conflicts, man. But respectfully, nigga, it's like at the end of the day, two niggas standing on business, they stand on business. It is what it is. Now, I was all the way at station 1640 in Hollywood. Look up station 1640 in Hollywood. I had a show that started at 10, right? I'm on my way from my crib. It's about 9:05. I turn on the show, they arguing. I hear the dude say my name and call me a yes man, right? Then I see it getting heated. I pull up to my show. I said, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to the studio. So I drive from Hollywood to Pasadena, nigga. I wasn't supposed to be there. Hopped the gate. When I pulled up, I blocked the entrance so he couldn't get out. I hopped the gate, but he was already gone. He was already out of there. So I pulled up, had a couple homies tucked in the corner, waiting on that action, boss. I pulled up, you know what I'm saying? What's up, man, line? And then I got my ass back to my show. See, let me tell you something, man, about this comedy game, man. I'm a comedian. I got my own career. I push my own line. I got things I want to accomplish for me and my family that have nothing to do with 5150. I'm a part of 5150. I'm a diehard 5150 guy. But when I heard Antoine attacking the brand, I didn't appreciate that, man. We talking about a legend in Cory Holcomb that sacrificed a lot and experiences a lot of controversy for having the heart to speak how he feels, regardless of what people think about it. You know what I'm saying? So when that nigga said I was just happy to be here, I laughed because look, I'm a comedian. Anybody that really do comedy know Cory Holcomb is one of them niggas. It's an honor to do 5150. I'm not on 5150 to make it my show, nigga. That's Cory's show, nigga. I'm there to be a compliment, you weird ass nigga. But I love to debate you. I love to debate you. You got to play your position on whatever team you on. It's called alignment, exactly. You can't be out of alignment and call yourself a man. It don't work like that. I got my own ship I'm building right here. I got my own studio I'm sitting in right the fuck now, nigga. I ain't no status-driven nigga where I feel like I got to step in every situation and make it my shit and dominate. That's some whole shit to me. I mean, but, you know, I pulled up. I wanted to have that conversation face. And I had never really heard it, dude. I seen him online and shit here and there, but I really don't follow dude like that. I didn't know what he was on. When Cory said he was going to have him on the show, I didn't know. I didn't know nothing about the dude. We don't got nothing in common. You know what I'm saying? But he wants to smoke, he can get it. I want to debate. Come on, Craig Facts, man. I'll kill you off. Yeah, man, we got to understand, man, when something is agenda-based and something is based in illogic, you gain nothing from giving that attention as far as your emotion is concerned. Once somebody is speaking illogic, you got to let them have that. The hardest thing is for us to just let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because it triggers us. People who ain't on shit know how to trigger people in order to gain their attention. Men, you go through this all the time with scumbag bitches. You know, you do everything right for a chick, and then once you don't do one thing right, you all kind of bitch ass niggas, and you ain't shit, and you got a little dick, and you know how I get. That's the same type of shit. But yeah, man, that was an interesting thing. I got so many calls and so many. Look, I don't crash out for nobody. So even me pulling up last night wasn't no crash out. I'm my own motherfucker. Man, you know what I'm saying? I don't crash out, but what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. You feel me? So respect is number one. You know what I mean? I got a family, nigga. I got places to go in life. We all got limited time. You feel me? You know, so stick to your shit, man. You know, it was a bunch of the ad hominem was very present. That's when instead of sticking to the argument, somebody focuses on a flaw. You know what I mean? So it was very agenda-based. Shout out to Cory. Anton, y'all need to run that back. Run it back with me if you like. I would love to do that. Man called Cory racist. Right. You can't be racist if you're not white. I mean, that's a power structure thing. But look, this is why Neely Fuller said black people shouldn't even be around each other. We shouldn't even be around each other until black people shouldn't even be around each other unless they understand white supremacy. That's why you need to buy that United Compensatory Code Book and Guidebook by Neely Fuller so you can get a better understanding of the 9 principles of racism. And
all right, so this is where we at here. You know what I'm saying? He said what he had to say. So, Craig Facts chimed in on the situation between Anton and Cory Holcomb. Of course, he's Cory Holcomb's sidekick on 5150. Which is nothing wrong with that. Batman had his sidekicks, things like that. It just is what it is, man. There's nothing wrong with that. All I'm saying is, though, at this point, man, this situation is crazy. People are out here, of course, everybody got their own opinion about what's going on, how this shit went down with, Cory Holcomb and Anton. At the same time, though, too, if you really paying attention, Cory did shoot a shot, and Anton responded. So now, where we at this point is where we at. We can't sit there and say, like, you can't dictate what people gonna tell you after you shoot them and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't dictate if they're gonna shoot you back or not, or whatever caliber that they're gonna use to shoot you. Like I said previously in this broadcast, if Cory's shooting with 38s and Anton pull out a 45, you know what I'm saying? Like it just it just is what it is here. But at the same time, though, too, I've seen other people speak on this, situation here. I heard a couple of other major YouTubers say some things like, basically, we definitely need to see our black men come together and debate a lot more, definitely without all the tragic situations. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it could be way better if black men will come together and have an applicable conversation and try to figure some things out for the black community for the best. But, I get it, though, too. It is going to be a little argument here and there and things like that, because we got a long way to go as black people, black men and black women. So, yeah, but this whole scenario was crazy. It is what it is, though. Sorry, but Cory shot them shots, man, first. And Anton did respond. I mean, it just is what it is, man. It's crazy out here, but this is the truth. It's crazy out here, but this is the truth, man. And we cannot deny these facts, man. Listen, look, man. Shout out to all y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy, but I'm glad to see this went down. Like I said, man, this is the first battle of 2026 on YouTube. It just went down. Cory Holcomb, Anton Daniels definitely had they battle. Real talk. We're going to see what the rest of the year has in store and what the responses are going to be from this situation. This is wild out here, man. Mad love to everybody, man. For real, though. Thank y'all for tuning in. And for everybody that's going to be on the playback, I appreciate that. For real, though, hit the like, share, subscribe button. Get out in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. It's real talk out here, man. This is a real situation. I'm glad this went down. For real, though. This was off the chain. Mad love to all y'all, man. Y'all be safe out there. And like I always say,
And that, my friend, is the bottom line.
that, my friends, is the bottom line.